but growing community where basically I share what's called biohacks and what I like to call mind hacks as well, just to keep, our positive energy going. So I think the body is a beautiful machine. It's an amazing machine. And the brain, the mind, the organs, everything is basically a muscle that as you work it and
Welcome
as
to
you
the
know
SJ
how to.
Child Show. I'm your host, SJ Child. The SJ Child Show brings value to families through education, resources, and lots of laughs, of course. Also, check out our children's book series, the SJ Child's Books for Children, www.sjchildsbooks.com. Today, our special guest is Daisy V. She has a program called Activated Life by Daisy V. She also has 8 simple hacks to guide you to a more positive mindset and future. Thank you so much for listening today and enjoy the show. After the show, make sure to like, subscribe, and go to our Facebook page, SJ Child Show, Instagram, The SJ Child Show, and follow us for more episodes. Hi, and thanks so much for visiting the SJ Child Show. I'm your host, SJ Childs, and this is our guest, Daisy. I'm going to let her go ahead and introduce herself. Tell us about yourself, Daisy.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Daisy V. I'm a special needs mom, first and foremost, but I also run the brand Activated Life by Daisy V. That is a website and a group online on Facebook for parents, caretakers of kids with special needs so that they can also focus on themselves a little bit, because I think there's so many resources out there for the kids. But you know what? Sometimes the caretakers forget to care for themselves. So that's what I do. That's what I love to share. And that's why I'm so excited to be here with you today.
Thank you. And I agree with you 100% that there's so much focus on services for the kids, on, their needs and everything. But we as parents, we have needs too, don't we?
For sure. And I'm not putting down the kids at all. They need to get all the resources. But you know what? If mama's not happy and can't care for the child, then that makes it even worse. So that's
Absolutely. Now, what got you started? What's your personal story and experience? What got you into the special needs world?
Oh, well, I'll try to make the story short, but I kind of got thrown into the special needs world not really by accident. I met my now husband about 13 years ago, and he came with a package. So the package included my now 22-year-old daughter, but at that time, obviously 8, and my son, who had they didn't know at the time yet, but he had a genetic degenerative disease, and he was like 4, turning 5 at that time. So that kind of got me involved in trying to figure out, what he had, why he gets sick every time it rains. That was really curious to me.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really weird. And so I kind of started digging deeper and diving into figuring out what he had. And then obviously my husband and I decided, you know what, we're going to do everything possible to give this child the best quality of life, because the way it was looking, it wasn't going to be very good. And that's how it started. And we ended up being able to get him help in Mexico. We ended up moving there to get him treatment. We were all by ourselves. It was both my husband and me working full time, my daughter going to school, my son sort of going to school, but with all the issues, I really realized how much the carer needs to care for themselves too, because it's a hard job and it's very stressful. And once I started caring for myself a little bit more, and then when situations changed again and we were able to move to the States, I became really the full-time caretaker. I didn't have to work anymore. That's when I said, okay, now I want to go back to school. I want to make sure Harvey can be healthy. I want to make sure he can have the best life. Like, even though there's a little bit of treatment for him, we're going to make sure he stays with us as long as possible. And we're going to make sure that both my husband and I can care for him as long as possible. Because there's nobody else to do it. And I know there's so many other families that are in similar situations too.
Yeah, isn't that the truth? And wow, I really commend you on stepping forward, getting the education, committing to make a change in your family's life. So bravo to you, Daisy. That is amazing. I just love that. It really touches my heart. I also married a man 17 years ago that came with the package. And, we spent 15, 12 years in therapy and never put our finger on anything specific. But what I'd like to look at now that might be autism and was masked and just covered up for so long by so many other things and not having knowledge of that. It's so important that, number one, we never give up on our kids.
Absolutely.
But I want to touch back to, why you're here. And that is that parents get the care for themselves. Tell us about your Facebook group.
Yeah, so my Facebook group is a small but growing community where basically I share what's called biohacks and what I like to call mind hacks as well, just to keep, our positive energy going. So I think the body is a beautiful machine. It's an amazing machine. And the brain, the mind, the organs, everything is basically a muscle that as you work it and as you know how to train it better, you can start to change things not only inside your body, inside your brain, but then you can start to influence things that are happening outside as well because of the way that you see them. And so I think it's so important to fill our lives with good things to look at, with, motivating passages, motivating objectives, to have an objective every morning, to have a goal to do, and to also take care of yourself as well. And so I share nutrition on there. I share a little bit of, like I was saying, positivity on there. I make sure it's a safe place. So if somebody's having a hard time, there's people that they can connect to as well that can help be that, just not even a guide, but just a friend and somebody that can hold your hand and say, you know what, today's a bad day, but tomorrow's going to be better, because that's what we need to push ourselves forward.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm trying to build and grow.
I love that. Activated Life for Special Needs Families is the name of that group, where you can find it on Facebook. Did you say you have a website for that as well?
Yes, I have. My website is based on my brand, which is actually Activated Life by Daisy V. So everything, my website is activatedlifebydaisyv.com. I'm an integrative nutrition health coach as well. So that's why I combine all of this together to help and then build programs. And so you can do my group, like I said, you can connect with me on my website. And then I even have a Facebook page that's Activated Life by Daisy V as well.
Wonderful. I love that. I love those kinds of resources because, it's really important. And I like what you said, that you're, giving positive messages. Yeah, make a commitment every single day to do something positive for yourself, for your community. It really just, it comes back to you, and it really, it feeds into your own karmic experience here in life, doesn't it? And I completely align with you on that. That's great. Tell us about what other kinds of resources, like you were saying about maybe nutrition and things that families can look for on your page.
Yeah, so on my page right now, there's a lot of information on biohacking. So that has to do with how you can actually lower stress inside your body through nutrition, through supplementation, through activation, which is why I call everything Activated Life, because the whole point is for your body to be activated, for your body to be strong, right? And so you'll find a lot of that. And then you'll also find, I have right now a special that is eight hacks for a positive mindset. So everything I do is based on the number 8 because it's my son's birthday. So it's my lucky number, since everything I do is for my son. And there are 8 little hacks and tips and tricks that you can use to change your brain, change your affirmations, change the things you look at outside, and get your brain a little bit more positive too. So I try to make them short and sweet. I try to keep things simple because I know people don't have a lot of time. And especially special needs families, you'll find everything is short and sweet. So you can use like the 5 minutes you have in the morning, but you can work on yourself just a little bit, because even that little bit helps.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I also have an advocacy group, and I just go in and I leave a positive affirmation every morning. I call it today's mission. And I give everyone, here's your mission for the day, folks. And I, did it because I wanted to be positive for these families and give them, but wow, the effect that it has on me and the last 4 months that I've been doing it, it's so amazing. I'm so proud of myself for doing, getting up and doing these positive quotes, but then trying to live it every day. I'm a really firm believer in speaking how you want to live. And by doing so, you really need to be committed and be ready to value yourself and put your value out there for people.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that's what you're doing. With your, I'm going to get on there and learn more of these biohacks. I'm so excited to learn more about this. We were talking about at the beginning, and I asked you to maybe think about a funny story that might have happened or that you can think of. And so, yeah, let's talk about that. Tell me something that has been funny or something that's happened.
Okay, well, there's a lot. Our lives are filled with laughter, thankfully.
Yes.
So there's always something funny going on. However, I like to share this story because when I originally started with biohacking, right? And not a lot of people even really know what that is yet. And biohacking is hacking your biology. So hacking like just in a computer, but hacking your DNA, hacking your biology. And I started reading and learning about this, and I found out about something that can help my son's body do what his condition doesn't allow him to do, basically, right? So I started giving my son this. It's not a supplement; it's an activator. Okay, so I started giving him this activator. It's a combination of a couple of different herbs, and he started getting better. But the funny thing is, he ever since then, he calls himself my little guinea pig. My lab rat. And so, I call him guinea pig. He calls himself the lab rat, right? Because he started saying, so you're trying all these things on me before you try them on you? Aren't you supposed to be like the other way around? I said, nope, because you're the sick one. So if you get better, I know it's going to work on me.
Yes. Isn't that the truth? Oh my gosh. And, their neurological pathways sometimes are affected so much differently than ours. We saw that in our son with like some vitamins that we had taken. He just, it turned into like a monster, if you will. Like it did not work well for him.
That's not good.
And and once I took this vitamin out of his body, bam, it was gone. So we have to recognize what works and what doesn't, and not everything works.
Absolutely.
And there's not just one answer. Everybody needs, all the support, all the services. We're all a team working on this together, aren't we?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And we have to be open though. Sorry.
No, yeah.
Open to other things too, because just like you said, it might not work on your son, but maybe for another child, it's like the magical solution that they're waiting for.
Yes, that is so true. Is that, every child is just individual. And so trying everything is great. Getting rid of what doesn't work is great.
Also
keeping
great.
what works is great. So
exactly.
I completely agree with that. Let's see. My funny story to end for the day is, and I'm, going to have to tell this again with my other friend, but yesterday my son decided to answer a Facebook message. He is 11. He has autism, and it was a work message, and it was regarding setting up an appointment for a podcast. And I had sent the girl the link, and she, she didn't respond right away. But when she did, she said, hey, I'm, ready to set this up. Well, he then decided to inquire well, who are you? What is this all about?
Why are you talking
And
to
he
me?
basically, she went, at the end of the conversation was just like, do you even remember talking to me? She just had no idea what was going on. So when she found out it was really my 11-year-old, we said this is going to be a story to tell because
Sure.
hilarious. Bless her heart for being understanding. And
Yes, I could have gone very wrong too. So I'm glad that
could
that was
have.
okay.
Yeah, it was hilarious. These kids, they are always, bringing us joy in so many different ways. That's for sure. Daisy, thank you so much for being on our show today. And I just want you to go ahead and tell us again where we can find all of your links. And I'll make sure to put everything down in the description. But yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so the Facebook group is Activated Life for Special Needs Families. The Facebook page is Activated Life by Daisy V. And my website is also activatedlifebydaisyv.com.
Perfect. Everybody make sure go check these pages out. Learn about these biohacks. We'll have you back on in the future to talk about the progress of everything. And maybe I'll, have more information. I can say, hey, this worked for us and things like that. So we'll give some things a try. Thanks so much for being here today, Vate.
Hi, everybody.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the SJ Child Show, where we bring value to families through education, resources, and lots of laughs. Thank you to Daisy V with Activated Life for sharing with us 8 simple hacks to guide you to a more positive mindset and future. Check out her web pages, Activated Life by Daisy V. Also sign up for our YouTube channel, subscribe, like, and share. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram, SJ Child Show. Thank you so much for being with us today, and tune in next time where we host another special guest on the SJ Child Show. Goodbye.
I wanna be the kind of guy that keeps you warm at night when you are cold. I'll grab some blankets from my bed, wrap them around your chest, and I'll pull you close. We'll flip some channels to find out there's nothing on right now to ease your mind. Sit back, relax, there is no rush, no need to speed things up. All we have is time to think about the future, forget about the past. Time to figure out a way to make this moment last. To make this moment last. To make this moment last. So let's make this the kind of love that we've been dreaming of when we sleep at night. We'll get a little house to live in, have a couple kids, and we'll sleep tight. 'Cause baby, all we really need are just a couple things to stay alive, and everything else in between. Just trust my heart, you'll see. We're slowly coming. Time to think about the future, forget about the past. Time to figure out a way to make this moment last. To make this moment last. Sunrises, sunsets, I won't let you forget that I need you. Spring comes and spring goes, forever you will know that I love you. Sunrises, sunsets, I won't let you forget that I need you. Spring comes and spring goes, forever you will know that I love